Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hello, Faye.
Hi, Debbie.
Oh,
hi, Steph. Thanks for joining us. How's everybody doing? Thursday just seems to come around quite quickly. Yeah, it's nearly the weekend. It's the week seems to have gone too quickly this week. So we've got a little bit of rainbows. This will make Steph happy. We've got some rainbows this evening, but you've got some cut files you wanted to share, Deb, and we have
only got a couple.
Just a couple, and we've got our prize draw coming up for the February challenge. So we've got a bit of spin the wheel. We like a bit of spin the wheel.
I think we need some music to go with it personally, but we can work on that.
Yes, we will have to work on that. We need a build up. Brilliant. Hi, Jill.
Hi, Jill. Okay. So this is Hearts and Stars. It's a semicircle one that I've made. I've used it on a layout, but I'm not sure if I've posted it yet, so I'll have to check.
I love that.
This is horizontal hearts border. And this is one that I used on my last layout. So you've seen it.
Yes.
My last bright one that I did for the last live. I decided that the cut file didn't work, so I used this new one on it. So that's the cut files that I've got to show you today.
That is lovely. And those are up on the shop, aren't they? They are.
And today we are using this one.
Oh, yes. I've got mine ready. So I've got mine. I'll move that because that's going to be the background we're working on. So I've cut mine the same as yours, Deb, in black and in white. This is a newly designed cut file. So we're thinking we might use the black as a shadow, possibly.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. This is because this is what I put at the end of all my text messages to my two children.
Oh, who are now adults, and that is just lush.
Who are now adults, yeah.
I love it. And I've kept all the pieces, so I've kept all the letters because I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with the letters, but I've got the black letters or the white letters, so we haven't quite decided what we want to do yet.
I think I'm inking mine in rainbow colours.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think I'm doing.
I haven't quite decided yet, but maybe anybody watching might help us decide, and we'll see. That's excellent. Okay, so we'll do the draw a little bit later because I know sometimes people join us partway through, so maybe we'll do the draw towards the end because we've got the spin the wheel ready. We've had loads of entries. We've had so many entries in because it was open to the UK and internationally. So we've got digital cut files for an international winner, and we've got a prize bundle, a craft prize bundle for UK entries. But just before we start, I wanted to quickly tell everybody about the cyber crop that's coming up, because obviously our challenge has just finished, but we do have our Scrap into Spring cyber crop, and that's coming up on the 11th to the 18th of April. So we've got that bank holiday weekend which spans that sort of 16th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th of April. We've got daily challenges planned. We've got lots of exciting lives. Steph, you're going to do a live for us as well as other guest designers. So put that in your diary. Lots of prize giveaways and exciting guests joining us.
Very exciting things happening.
So that is all coming up. Yes, so Steph was thinking rainbow letters, Deb. So she was in tune.
She was there.
So we wanted to kind of just start with the background before we do the cut file, because Debbie, you've been very clever. This is a stencil that we made, but just from the digital cutting machine, and it is just a triangle, but not just a triangle, is it, Deb? Because you had to use your geometry for this.
I had to use me 360 degrees, divide it, work out the angles. I have been a busy bee.
Yeah, you had You had to bring your old GCSE maths back into this.
I had to bring my old GCSE maths. I knew it'd come in useful one day. It's only taken about 35 years
for it to come back in. But interestingly, I mark the centre of my paper because I can't do it by eye.
Did you do it from the centre?
Yeah, I work from the centre. So I've marked 6 inches, 6 inches, and then this stencil, can you see how Debbie's done it? We've got the stars, the different size stars, and
you can possibly see it a bit better on mine because I've got my gesso underneath. That's the triangle, but I've made it so big that it goes off the page, so it will work. It would even work kind of offset to here because it's so big, so it will go off the page. And the stars I've made are here, so all different sizes. Oh, you can see I've used it because that one's still dirty. I'm going to give that one a wipe.
And this is literally just the Distress Oxide, but it's on the gessoed background, isn't it? So that when we lift off...
Yeah. Well, actually, today I'm using Distress inks because I used Distress Oxides on my last one. So I thought I'd use Distress inks on this one just to see the difference.
And I'm on a new cutting mat and I don't want to get it dirty. So I'm going to make sure I get my messy mat. This is my messy mat because I know what I'm like. I get a new cutting mat and I get it wrecked within the first use. So I just thought we'd show you a little bit about how you kind of build it up. So I'm doing oxides, but you're on ink step.
I'm on Distress inks, yeah.
Yes. It is a genius, isn't it, Steph? It's literally just, and then you move each triangle round, and Debbie's designed the angle so that it just perfectly moves round.
And you do need to clean the stencil in between because you will get ink on.
Yeah, you want to wipe that down.
Yeah. The backgrounds are gessoed first as well because this technique with the lifting off technique won't work if you haven't gessoed your background first.
But you did say, Deb, you can use...
Or white acrylic paint.
Acrylic. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Thanks for joining us. We're just building up this rainbow background with the stencil. So I'm cleaning it off in between each colour so it doesn't get messy. So it literally just moves around. What shall I go for next? Let's go purple, seedless preserves. I did, and also Debbie, you worked out 6 colours works well on a 12 by 12.
Yes, because it repeats 3 times.
3 times, so it is all a bit mathematical, but in a simple, not too brain taxing way. So you could kind of do one colour palette, couldn't you? Greens and blues, for example.
Yeah, if you had enough shades, Faye. Have you got enough shades to do a green colour?
I'm going to need more oxides, aren't I?
Absolutely. Wow. You've got an excuse now.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so I'm going to move on to the blue Peter. Here's one I made earlier because I haven't done my stars yet, Debbie, but you have, haven't you?
I have done my stars. Would you like to see mine? Mine is...
Yes, please.
I've taken off stars using water, and I've also stenciled over some stars using kind of tone-on-tone ink. So mine is ready. Oh, are these going to be sold in the shop? Well,
we do have some sheets of acetate. We haven't done stencils before, and they do cut out beautifully. So we could do some limited edition ones because I think it is something that we wouldn't be able to stock a lot of, but something like that. I mean, all in one. We've got 12 by 12 acetate sheets, and that is kind of ready to go. So if there is interest, drop us a message, and we can do that, I'm sure. So Deb, I'm taking my ink back off with this little tool.
Yeah.
Did you use a baby wipe or did you use...
No, I used a bit of water and a cloth that I put in the washing machine after.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I don't like using baby wipes too much because I think they're not very eco-friendly,
And
are they?
oh, Jill, you would. And Steph, brilliant. Okay, that's good. We'll drop you a message then. Because I think just a stencil like this, all in a 12 by 12, the possibilities are endless. So I'll just show you, look, it lifts off. And you don't want too much water because it bleeds under the stencil otherwise. So it's definitely... Yeah, I'll show you there. That's it. Let it refocus a minute. It's such a clever technique. And obviously the bokeh technique originally was with circles. But you see, I quite like that now. Oh, I keep changing the focus. That's blended the yellow into the green there on that. So it almost moves the pigment.
It moves more, I think, because you've got the gesso background.
Yeah.
I mean, here, even touching the ink, it moves slightly. So it's
and I
it's
know
good to have the bigger stencil because it keeps your fingers off the other inks as well.
Yeah. And I noticed when I did this with art crayons, obviously the oxides are quite chalky, aren't they? So they do move quite a bit. So you can dab. Nice. You see, I've smudged that one a little bit, so I'm going to cheat and go over it with a bigger star.
Oh yeah, I did that a lot.
If it smudges, I'm like, oh, I don't like that. I'm going to have to make the star bigger so that that's better. So it's not so smudgy. Yeah, it's definitely oh, Kelly, you got fear of missing out. That's normally me. And I say to Debbie, I need that. She said, do you really need it? Yes, I really do need it.
And sometimes you don't you? Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes I do. It's not very often. If I've seen something demoed, I'm like, oh, I want to try that. I'd like to have a go at that.
That's why it's nice sometimes, isn't it, to kind of do a class or something, or to do a make and take, because you can try things and you sort of get a feel as to whether you're really going to use that again.
Yeah. Debbie's a good craft friend to make you think about whether you need it or not. I'd be one going, I think you need that. Influencer.
Well, or sometimes there are ways of trying things cheaply before you spend out. Like if
you do that well, Debbie. Yeah.
You can kind of make a cheap one yourself and then see if you. And that's what I did. I made a cheap jelly plate and I decided I would use it, and I have. So sometimes it's just nice to try things and see. You don't want to buy something and it just be in a drawer, do you?
No. You see that one? Too much water. Can you see what happens when you do too much water?
Oh, it's really hard to get it just right.
It lifts too much. So that is something to note. I'm going to go
I
over
have a few smudges on mine.
Yeah. Interestingly, with the art crayons, I will say, much easier to lift without this kind of smudging. So oxide, oxides I'm finding move much more. And on that one, the circle one I did last week, it didn't move nearly as much as this.
See, I found with the distress inks, it moved off really easily. Really easily.
So I think that's why Vicky Booton goes art crayons, because they do not tend to smudge quite as much.
Right, I'm going to do one more and then I think I'm going to start inking my letters.
They definitely have more forgiveness than these. So I think if I was going to do this again, art crayons for me,
Yeah.
I would recommend. Rainbow art crayons are going to be my next thing. Were you influenced to buy a frame punch board, Kelly? Yeah. Like, I just need, but you haven't used it yet.
You should have been somewhere with me, Kelly, because I would have said, do you really need it? And what are you going to use it for?
I would be saying, you might need that.
What is a frame punch board?
Is that a bit like the envelope punch board, that kind of thing?
The We Are Memory Keepers.
Yeah, I think so. Possibly. Yeah, definitely doesn't quite lift as nicely. Still lifts, still gives a nice technique, but not quite as malleable as the...
But the other thing is, when it's covered with the cut file, you don't need to be too precious about it, because it's not going to show every tiny little detail, is it? It's going to be...
I think your cloth probably lifted more.
Was I kept dabbing it off, and I kept making sure there was only the tiniest bit of water on it, and it worked. It worked quite well. Right, I'm gonna do my Blue Peter now and start doing the letters, I think.
Yeah. And you went back in with some inks as well, which I think I'm going to do as well, Deb, because that's nice. Sort of tone on tone with the stars.
Partly because some of the white ones didn't go that well. The blue is a little bit pale, but I didn't want to go back and cover it, so I thought I'll just put some darker stars on it.
Yeah, nice. That's nice, where you go and add the layers back in.
Yeah, I need it here so I know which colour to ink my letters, I think.
Aha, so it is like that envelope board, Kelly, but for frames.
Oh.
Right, we have to challenge
you. And you haven't used it, Kelly? Oh, dear.
That's going to have to be the challenge, to do a project with it.
We could have that as a challenge, couldn't we? Use something that you bought that you haven't used yet.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Stephanie.
Right, I'm going to add a few of these in. Greens, yellows. I'm still loving these. I could just use these. I need to get some more of these. We've got some stock that's on its way of the rainbow brushes, because they all went. Has anybody got any crafting plans for the weekend? We haven't, have we? Our crop is the following weekend.
Yes. Always good fun, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Always can't wait for that. Right, I can see how it does take a little while to build up there, because you went in with like different size stars.
Yes, the different size stars, and I just kept building it up.
Yeah.
And then if you're not happy, you can just add some more ink, and then if it's too bright, just take it away.
Yeah. So just, but again, cleaning your stencil in between is the important bit.
Yes, because you don't want mud.
You do not want manky. And look, my hands are already showing the signs.
Oh, mine are quite clean today.
Oh, your first theatre trip, Steph, of seeing the curious incident of the dog in the night time. I've not heard of that. And obviously not your first theatre trip, because you've been to lots, but the first time seeing that. So I know you do loads of theatre trips. Debs, you designed some good cut files for concerts and recently.
I've done a couple.
Yeah.
One for concert with the stave and the treble clef.
That's
I
it.
did one with the treble clef, I think, for concert.
Yes. The beauty with this stencil is all the different stars. They're also quite nicely positioned, so I don't have to keep moving it all the time.
That's why I spaced it out like that, because I thought it would be easier, and then you could clean them all off at the same time.
Yeah. You can do a few at once. That's it. Now we're building it up. Oh, it's based on a book, Steph. It's definitely not one I've heard before. Not a musical, though, is it? It's just a stage play rather than a musical. I haven't been to the theatre for so long, and I love the theatre. It's not something I've booked to do. Right, I'm going to go pink. What's this? Worn lipstick in an oxide. Pink. A few pinks. Ah, yes, it is a play. That sounds good. I've been to see a couple of plays of books that I've read, and it is really good when you've got that storyline, or you know the characters well. Did I hear a pencil case then, Deb?
Yeah. Decided to go broken china instead of faded jeans. I've got faded jeans out, but it's too jeansy.
Too jeansy.
It's not rainbowy enough.
That's like a technical term.
Absolutely.
Too jeansy. Purple. This is the bit where I'm trying to work quickly because I think random is best. You see, I didn't lift as much off on mine. I could have probably spent a bit more time lifting off, but I was a bit worried that the water was going to make it go all smeary, if that makes sense. Right. Yeah, I've got the colours, Steph, for one per ink, and I think what I found is I've got these that I use for oxides, but now I don't want to use them on my distress inks because the chalkiness.
That's why you need another set, Faye.
Yeah, I need an oxide set and an inky set because those oxides are definitely chalky, and I would think they might just affect the ink pad a little bit. Did you overlay your stars quite a bit, Deb? I'm finding
Yes. Yeah.
Quite a few.
And some of them looked a bit muddy, so that's when I ended up going over if I didn't get the cloth clean enough. But yeah, loads of layering, and if you look closely, it's not perfect at all. But it doesn't matter because it'll all be covered.
Part of the charm.
Absolutely, it's a design opportunity.
Steph, yours is like the swapping from the darks to the lights. I find that with the pinks that I've got and the blues that I've got. I've only got one that's just blue, and then I think, oh, I should have a bit more of a range. which is what I need really. Lift off a little bit of this purple. Oh, you're starting doing your letters now, Deb?
I am, because they're going to take a while, and I'm going to put them on foam dots, I think. So
yeah. Yeah, it definitely does lift, but I would say the oxides are harder to lift than the, yeah, having done a layout in the art crayons.
see, the distress inks, they lift really easily.
Oh, the inks do, but
Yeah.
have you tried it with oxides yet?
No, but do you remember we were doing the splatter technique on the paint splats and it didn't work? I thought it was going to work and it didn't work properly.
Yeah. So actually, I would say choose a different medium for this type of technique. The inks, so the inks or the art crayons, definitely. Because it does lift, but not quite as tidily as I'd like. But that is probably going to be okay.
It looks great from here.
Yours is sort of pastel-y, I think, but not pastel-y, it's bright, but it is because you've used the inks.
Yeah, but you don't get as dark with the distress inks going on the gesso. You don't get as dark a colour as I thought you would. I was surprised.
It's nice. Hi, Helen. Oh, thanks for joining us. We have just been building up backgrounds, ready to make a layout. We've gone, as you can see, more is more tonight. It's definitely more is more, and we're on this lovely cut file. So I'm going to go black first as the background. Oh, thanks, Helen. It is definitely this is definitely a standout layout, that's for sure. Right, so get this round the right way, like that. And I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to start sticking down, start assembling, I think. Get this one centered first. Now I'm going to need to, I like the title there. Yeah, you put your title there as if you're reading like that, left to right.
Yes, because it starts with Love You Lots.
Yeah.
So I got Love You Lots as the first kind of semicircle.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, Helen, I just love this cut file. And I actually love any circle titles because I think it frames your photo. So
well, it's taken me ages to do one like this, but it's something that I'll definitely do. I've kind of worked out a workaround of a few things, so it's definitely something that I'll make more of.
And can you remember I did the title? It was Sea and Sunshine, or Seaside and Sunshine, and that was around a circle. And that works well. I'm just going straight in with glue. I'm not messing around this evening. I'm just...
You're going for it today, aren't you?
Going for it. I'm not even going to just think about assembling it. Get it down. Oh, hi, Julie. You're getting little Aubrey to bed. I was doing the same and saying it was about 10 to 8. And I said, Debbie, I'm just coming. I've done 2 stories. Oh. That's it. So are you inking? Oh, are you choosing the colours? Is that why you've led them out? So you know what colours you want to choose?
Yes. You know me in colours. I am a little bit, I do like things just...
You do like them all to be just lined
like
up
things
and
just
so. But that will look effective if it ties in with the background.
That's what I was thinking.
Two stories, Julie. My little one's got the habit of going, one more? One more? One more? Like,
anything to delay bedtime, isn't it?
One more? Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. But we do love bedtime stories.
Oh, stories are great, aren't they?
All the classics. Now, I think, Steph, you might be able to tell us, there might be, wasn't there a cyber crop on Under the Influence of books? Steph will be able to remind us, thinking about children's books. Right, now I've got to try and get this right with a load of glue on. Get it roughly centered. Oh, that's good, Julie. And does she like being read to? Because there's nothing like having a bedtime story read to you. Oh, funny bones. Yeah. Ah, Steph, it's this weekend. Good. You'll have to remind us what the challenge is, because I do know it was book related. Right, that's the back layer down. White next. Yeah, Funny Bones is one of my favourites.
Well, sometimes I can say without even having the book in front
of
me.
Look what I've done. You won't believe what I've done.
What have you
guess
done?
what? Love is at the bottom, but guess what I can do?
Turn it round.
No! It's slightly wonky because it starts there. That's me not concentrating.
That's a design opportunity. It's been a long day, hasn't it?
It has. There you are. Look, that works. Phew. Oh, based on 5 childhood stories. So I'll have to hop over and check that out. I like book theme challenges.
Threadbare was Simon's favourite.
You always know a good book when you can literally recite it.
Yeah, Peepo, I know every single word. That was Simon's favourite.
I could do word for word. Yeah. Right.
Caveman Dave.
Caveman Dave?
Caveman Dave is very brave. He doesn't wash and he doesn't shave. It's great.
Oh, love a bit of comedy rhyming.
I used to love the Dr. Zargle's Book of Earthlets as well. Dr. Zargle's Book of Earthhounds. They're hilarious. Really funny.
Helen had The Tiger Who Came to Tea.
Oh, I love that.
That's another classic. Right, this time I've only put glue on the circle because I don't want glue everywhere and I need to be able to just move it slightly to line this up.
I was thinking of putting it just on the circle for both of them.
Yeah, because it's really difficult to tweak it just to get it to move a smidge to give that shadow. But what I thought then I wanted to do is, you've gone rainbow letters, whereas because the background was a bit zazzy for me, I've kept all the inners and I'm going to do, look at all these, got quite a few. I thought I'm going to go with a black centerpiece to make it, I want it to pop.
Oh, nice. That's really nice.
Oh, that's it. We got got the reciting of the funny bones. I love it. In a dark, dark town, in a dark, dark street, lived a dark, dark house in a dark. What was it? I can't remember. I love it.
Did you ever what were they called? The Janet and Alan Alberg, the Happy Families.
Yes.
I love those as well. Mrs. Lather's Laundry and can't remember, what was the other one? Can't remember. There was a series of them, and they were all about families, and they were really funny.
And yeah. Do you remember what was it? Burglar Bill. That was Janet and Alan Alberg.
Yeah, they were just fantastic, weren't they? Well, it was them who wrote People Home. And the Jolly Postman.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mrs. Wobble the waitress. That's it. Steph.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. There was a bricklayer, Mr. Brick.
We need to look this up, and we need to take part in the challenge then with if they're classic.
Absolutely.
Book challenges. Get some inspiration.
Actually, funny enough, I've just made some bokeh cut files. Just try cutting them out this evening. Yeah.
And you did one that's already there. Read.
Yes. Well, I've done a pile of books, and I've also done an open book just by itself.
Yeah. Wasn't it Vicky Booton's Storyteller range had an open book?
Yes, yeah, because I used that on a layout when we went to crop in the country.
Yes.
I'm sure I have lots of photos to do with books.
Yeah. Oh, Peepo's Julie's all-time favourite. I think that is one of yours, isn't it, Deb?
Yeah, Simon's favourite. Here's a little baby, 1, 2, 3, stands in his cot. What can you see, Peepo? I the words. And he's 30 years old now, and I still know the words.
You still remember?
Oh, yes.
This is definitely taking a while, but it's worth it, building it up.
I haven't even got my letters done yet.
I wasn't going to foam these because I thought the black, I could foam pad them, but it's quite fiddly. Were you going to try and foam pad yours?
I was thinking about it, but I'm changing my mind rapidly. It's going to be too hard. They're too thin.
I have got just recently, I think you've ordered some of these, the very tiny foam pads that are little hexagons, and I've got some tiny squares as well that I used for the little magnifying. Can you remember I made these magnifying glasses?
I think they'd be even too big for...
And these were tiny little foam pads in there. You need something very small.
Yeah. I think I'm going to end up sticking these down, to be honest.
Yeah. Does anybody else like really fiddly little things? Some people like the time it. Paige Evans is a speedy scrapper, isn't she? But some of the detail on her designs are just phenomenal.
And it's the speed she does everything at. I mean, we've done online classes with her, haven't we? And we're not slow, but she does everything in half the time that everyone else does.
Very clever.
Yeah, she's so clever.
Very good. Yeah, I like to think that I'm not that slow at scrapbooking, but not as quick as her. And yet the detail, the hand stitching that is just amazing.
I don't think anyone's as quick as Paige. I suppose you could say she's practiced for a long time, but oh my goodness, she's quick.
But then even she said some of the detailed layouts that she sews, she takes a long time. Oh, Julie Taylor, is that maybe on Instagram? I'll need to go and have a look, Julie. Detailed layouts. I do admire them. I have become, you know, since we've been doing these, I had a bit more detail as well, because you like building it up and trying different things.
Yeah, it is nice, isn't it? It's just time, isn't it, sometimes, I think.
Yeah. This is why this is great, because we get a whole hour once a week where we know we're going to do something.
It's all set aside, isn't it? It's just...
Yeah, and we know we're right. Well, we sort of do a bit of research and plan something because we know it's happening. That is the plan. Oh, I'll have to find her, Julie. I love the detail. Let's track it down. I love all this inspiration. And Instagram's good for that as well. And Pinterest. We've been loving Pinterest recently. Deb's been
putting added all of our layouts, haven't we, on? We've got a few more followers. A few of our things have been pinned already, so that's exciting.
Yeah, good to get the inspiration shared. Sticking that down. Yeah. So we do have a bit of spin the wheel coming up.
Oh.
We had the highest number of entries this time for this challenge, which is amazing. So we're getting geared up for the next round of challenges for the cyber crop. We also thought during the cyber crop we would do a virtual crop in the Facebook room during that week, so that it's not just typing in the chat, but we can craft and chat together. So we will set a date for that in that week of the 11th to the 18th of April. And I think some of you have joined us when we've done that online before. When we were in total lockdown, we did it then.
Oh, we did it a few times, didn't we? It's just so nice to see faces, wasn't it?
We were just missing it so much, weren't we? We really were. So we decided to do a virtual one, and we thought we'd do it again, because we know we've got some of you who live too far away for our face-to-face crops. Yeah, I think, Julie, you've joined us before for a virtual one, haven't you? So the idea is we can open a Facebook room on our group, so only members of the group can join. We can just set aside a bit of time for crafting and chatting.
Yes, absolutely.
We thought that would be good. Another thing, sticking directly onto oxides, just another oxide fact, the glue doesn't adhere quite as well as you like it to. And again, I think it's because it's actually the chalkiness. It sticks. Oh, that's good, Julie. Yeah, that was the first time we were sort of not long after you joined our group, I think. We did that during lockdown. So yeah, we were talking to the design team as well and saying, let's do it again.
And I think lots of people have done things that they've never done before in lockdown, haven't they? It's just kind of a necessity, wasn't it?
To a virtual world, really. Which is kind of not what we've been used to, but we have got used to it. And actually, during lockdown, it was nice because I know we weren't at a crop, but it did feel like you were kind of at a crop crafting with people.
Well, it was the most social thing we were able to do, wasn't it?
Yeah. absolutely. Yeah, you can see I'm having to press these down quite a lot, but we're nearly there. Not far off. L's. Da, 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 da. Ah, yes. Deb, you've done quite a bit of pandemic scrapping or pandemic positive.
I've done loads. Absolutely loads.
I didn't scrap very much, I must admit, but you've got lots of cut files that you designed throughout.
I got a bit obsessed with it. I did
You
everything.
did. You started scrapping all sorts, but when you look back in years to come, it will be.
Well, Jenny, that's what Jenny said to me. She said, "Oh, Mum, that's going to be like a real bit of history."
Well.
But yeah, I did everything. The e-tag to help out, hands, face, space, you name it. It's on there.
It's all on there. Yeah, Julie, so I love you around the world and back again as a title around a circle.
Oh,
or
that's
even
a
we've
good
got
idea.
like I love you to the moon and back or something like that. I mean,
Yeah, because we did the shaker pocket, didn't we, with to the
moon
and back. But yeah, that would make a nice title.
I've got the middle of the circles. Yeah, do you just scrap? Debbie did the same. Good, the bad, and the ugly. Capturing the. It's almost like just a bit of a history book.
Well, I stopped doing Project Life, and I kept a diary as well. So I've got a diary that I wrote in every day. I've stopped doing the diary now. I think that's enough now.
Yeah.
It's 4 exercises, 4 exercise books I filled.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't think it would be going on for that long.
A
couple of months, didn't we, to start with?
Well, you thought, I better capture this now, and you didn't think it would be going on that long.
No.
Amazing.
But even now, looking back, it's just like, oh yeah, we weren't allowed out, were we? It just seems
like we were totally locked down. Yeah. Right, that is the title. I think that does pop in the black and white. So now what I've got here, now you might have guessed, I've got some perspectives. I've got these lovely Pink Fresh Studio enamel dots.
Oh, I love an enamel dot.
Yeah, Julie, you're similar to me. I didn't do a whole lot. I'm just loving these stars. I might use some of those or some hearts. Now, Julie, I've got these out just for you. I thought we could have some little faces on this layout.
Oh.
I was thinking, oh, look, little faces. These would be just up Julie Street, little pink splatter.
I think I only did the pandemic, though, because I didn't feel very crafty, and it felt like it didn't feel really crafty. It felt like kind of documenting something. So I think that's why I ended up doing a lot of that.
So I've got my picture. And I've got some other bits. Let's get the ATG gun. Now I'm going to stick this on straight because I've got this Bramble Fox title to add. Yeah, definitely a whole page of oxide. You can see it just moves. I might end up having to seal this with a bit of hairspray or something like that. Not hairspray, can't put hairspray on it because it's acid, but you know, you can get that sort of setting spray for crafts.
We did do that microglaze, but that wouldn't work, would it? The Tim Holtz one that seals things.
Oh yes, I have got that, and we've got it in the shop. You just rub a very light layer over.
Yeah.
I do own some of that. Oh, that was silly. I just snapped the R off, but I can glue that back on. was me not concentrating. Does anybody else sometimes seal theirs if they use pastels? I guess, yeah, stick and stay. That's it. Because with the Tim Holtz microglaze, you have to sort of rub it on with your finger. I'm thinking that will just move the stress oxides around everywhere.
I think it possibly would.
The moral of this story is I won't use oxides on this type of layout. Again, it looks nice, but it's not practical.
It's all a design opportunity.
It is.
I actually said that to a child in school the other day.
What, the
they weren't happy with their art, and I said, just sketch over it. It's fine. It's fine. It's a design opportunity. And I thought, oh, okay.
Yeah, love it. Well, it is. If it goes wrong, it was just meant to be that way. Stuck the R back on. Little smiley face there. Just for Julie. Oh yeah, I love the rainbow letters. That is definitely the way forward. That is nice.
It'll be worth the work in the end.
It will. It's those types of layouts really are worth it in the end.
That's what I find though, because we're doing this every week. I'm doing the layout that I really love every week, which is really nice.
And then because you've got a few bits to finish, you make sure you get it finished so that you can.
Yeah.
I like Perfect Day because that's a bit rainbowish over there. I do like these little puffy stars. These are roses.
Are they the roses? I love those. I've still got a few left.
Packets. Get through these. I need to get some more really.
And Faye, I meant to say the glittery stars arrived today. Those beautiful glittery.
Oh, lovely. Now, the ones that we had in the shop before.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Beautiful. I love a glittery star.
They are absolutely gorgeous.
And that is what you call a bright layout, but maybe I won't put that little pencil on. That's a bit much. Some dots. I kind of quite like these. They're Holiday Magic, but the colours kind of go, particularly these yellows. What do you think? Oh, thank you, Jill. Yeah, the foam stars, those puffy stars, I've got them in brights as well. I could just use them.
Oh, yeah.
Love them. But the same with enamel dots. I could use these on practically every layout. I love them. You can never have too many enamel dots. Oh, yeah, like little jelly tots. That is a great idea.
Yes.
Like little sweeties. Yes. So I'm going to add a few more on that note. Little clusters of 3. Maybe. There. There. Maybe some here. Yellow. Yellow. It's a bit big. Well, that kind of didn't need a huge amount of embellishments because there are quite a lot. There's quite a lot going on. I definitely will get to do a layout where I add this lovely little magnifying glass, but it's not. It's definitely not not for this type of layout. It's got autumn leaves in it, so
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the right layout, and I've got this one that's got Christmas stuff in it, so I'm going to do a Christmassy one with that. They are sitting there on the side waiting to be used. Right, does that need anything else? Let's hold that up.
I don't think so. I think that's lovely.
You have to repair the R a little bit. Okay.
That's lovely.
And Debbie, that's lovely.
Do you like
Is that
it?
all your rainbow letters? Yes.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have a look for some embellies, and I think I've got a nicer photo of the two of them together, so I'm going to have to hunt out a better photo, I think.
But before we go,
spin the wheel.
We've got to do the prize draw. We've got to do
music for this.
We've got to do spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Yes.
Let's go.
Oh, thank you, Helen. Right, so we have put the UK entries into spin the wheel. And so we'll do that draw. And then, Debbie, you've drawn from the international entries because we only had 2 of those. So Debbie's drawn that one. Steph's doing a drum roll. People are doing a drum roll at home. It's getting very exciting. Look, we saved this till the end. This is very exciting. Right, spin the wheel is here. Are we ready? So we had 15 names in to spin the wheel. So here we go. It's exciting.
So exciting.
Oh, there's a bit of music at the end. There we go. So Sarah is the winner, and that is for the Twilight Crafts bundle, which will be coming in the post to you. So we will contact you for your name and address. And then, Debbie, you've got the winner for the international entries, and that's a bundle of digital cut files, isn't it?
It is, and the winner, Pat Decker-Jensen.
Fantastic. Well done, Pat. Well done, Sarah. So we will be in touch to get your addresses, email address or postal address to get those prizes to you. Julie, so, Julie's just messaged, laughing at tea time about when Aubrey had a magnifying glass when she was little and she looked at her mum and said, oh, that's brilliant. We need a cut file for that. Is it cut file? Does my bum look big in this kind of? Oh, that is fantastic! What a great story, Julie. Well, thank you for joining us, everyone. We'll be back again same time next week.
Absolutely.
And, we'll post more details of the cyber crop very soon. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care, all. Bye. Bye.